A few words of encouragement. Later in the program, we're going to have a traditional program where we introduce all of our candidates and we give away a lot of these door prizes. We have a lot of bags up here. You're going to become delegates for a day because this is convention swag that we brought back from the RNC convention in Cleveland, where Donald Trump was nominated as our candidate for president. And also, in a little bit, we will be visited by Senator Barrasso, United States Senator from Wyoming, who's going to be here to talk on behalf of Senator Rob Portman's campaign. But right now, we have some important work to do. We need to hear from one of Donald Trump's outstanding children. You know, what a blessing it is to have 4 wonderful children that go across the country and campaign on your behalf. It's an even better blessing when they are successful business people and professionals in their own right. Eric Trump qualifies for that. An honors student, graduated from Georgetown University, lives in New York City, knows a thing or two about competitive business, where he's been successful there. His resume boasts the fact that when he started, took over the hotel group, they had 3 hotels, now you have 16 or 17. And it's probably a number that's in the process of growing. We saw recently it had a ribbon cutting in Washington, D.C. So if you ever go to Washington, D.C., and you're going to stay near the White House, the old post office is the resort to stay in. It's closed, the location's excellent, it's open, and it's properly managed, if you know what I mean. We are very fortunate and supportive of your father's candidacy. We appreciate all the hard work that he's put into this. You know, Donald Trump has said it many, many times, he didn't have to do this.
That's right.
But if he gets elected with our help, and I am very confident now that he is going to be elected as people are learning more and more about the truth. Country I was a little concerned with, but I think they're getting some facts laid upon them, and I think they're coming home to the right decision. But let me just say, when Donald Trump wins the presidency, he will be an American first. This is the first time, not in your lifetime, but in our country's history, where a non-professional politician will be elected president. That is we've always said Ronald Reagan was a great president, was a businessman, but he was also a 2-term governor. Dwight Eisenhower was a great president. The first time he ever cast a ballot for office or a vote as a citizen was for himself, for President of the United States. But he was also the commander of the European theater for World War II. He worked in the Army as a career 5-star general. He knew a thing or two about public service when he got there. Donald Trump's presidency is the first time in our nation's history when we will have a truly private sector person bringing all those professional business skills and pragmatic bottom line solutions to our government. You saw him last week when he was at Valley Forge talking about his contract for America. Everything he talked about are things that Americans want, like a balanced budget. And I could go on and on, but I don't want to take our guest time. Please, welcome to the stage. Give him a warm acro welcome to Eric Trump.
You know, you did such a great job that I might not even speak. I might just join you for a sausage and beer, which I'd much rather do. No, that was amazing. Thank you so much. It means the world to be here, and you know, the prayer was so beautiful as well. And I have to say, you know, I've always been religious, but going around the country, the amount of people I have who come up to me all the time saying exactly that. We pray for your family. We pray for your father. We pray that he's going to lead this country away from these career politicians. I hear it all day, every day, and it's an amazing message. It's actually brought me even closer to religion, and I hope that makes sense, because I've always been religious, but we definitely have God on our side in this one. I mean, we really do. Our religion in this country is under attack, and that's going to change. We're going to take care of that very, very quickly. You know, you said it so beautifully when you said he didn't have to do this, and I talk about it all the time. And in fact, I actually say all the time that the country was going in a brilliant direction. If everything was great, if everything was wonderful, he wouldn't be doing this. We'd be doing what we do every day, and what I'm going to go back to doing in 6 days and a couple hours. You know, which is, you know, real estate is what we do as a family. And he couldn't stand to see, and I spoke about this at my convention speech, he couldn't stand to see the direction that this country was going in, and it's horrible. And, you know, our career politicians are doing nothing but enriching themselves at the behest of the American people. And it's a very, very sad thing, and it's an unfortunate thing for this country. You know, I talk about the problems that are most pertinent to this nation all the time, but, you know, we have $20 trillion worth of debt. It's gone up by $11 trillion under our current president. That's enough money to pay off all student debt in this country 7 times over. He's raised the national debt $11 trillion in 7 years. Hillary Clinton came out the other day, she goes, listen, we're gonna pay down $1.6 trillion worth of debt in the next decade. And I'm sitting there, thank you for that sound effect, because it's 100% right. I'm sitting there saying, what's $1.6 trillion in a decade when the current president has brought the national deficit up by $11 trillion in 7.5 years? And by the way, it's climbing quickly. And by the way, it's at the lowest, interest rates we've ever had as a nation. It's scary stuff. We have an educational system in this country that's ranked 30th in the world. Reading comprehension is ranked 34th, math skills is ranked 37th. We're doing a terrible job educating our kids, and it's so sad. Education should be number 1 in this country over anything else, absolutely number 1. Common Core and the bureaucrats in Washington, D.C., they're doing a terrible job. We need to put education first again. We just need to put education first again. You look at the economy. We have 95 million people out of the workforce in this country. 95 million. They say we have 5% unemployment rate. That's nonsense. We have 95 million people out of the workforce. We have more people in this country working 2, 3, and 4 jobs just to get by. We've lost 1 in 3 manufacturing jobs in this nation since Bill Clinton signed NAFTA. 1 in 3. Think about that. 70,000 factories in this nation. 70,000 factories. Oh, hey. That was like a good drum beat. I don't know what that was. That was good. You weren't even holding your, that was pretty good. We've lost 70,000 factories in this country since Bill Clinton signed NAFTA. 70,000. Median income hasn't gone up a penny in the last 15 years. People are making less money today than they were 15 years ago. But the sad thing is everybody's expenses have gone through the roof. Everybody's expenses. We're the highest taxed nation in the world. Obamacare is a complete disaster. People's premiums are going through the roof. I mean, people's premiums are absolutely killing them. We're overregulated. I mean, we're doing nothing right. Our economy grew at 0.9% last quarter. It's the worst growth that we've had as a nation since the Great Depression. The worst growth we've had as a nation since the Great Depression. And then you hear Hillary and Tim Kaine come out and say, listen, we're doing wonderfully. We're doing beautifully as a country. When you have 95 million people out of the workforce, when people are making the same amount of money as 15 years ago, when you've lost 70,000 factories, when you've lost 1 in 3 manufacturing jobs, you're not doing great as a country. You're going in the wrong direction. And our politicians are doing nothing about it. When you have $20 trillion worth of debt, when you have a broken educational system, when you have a military that's more run down than it's ever been before, at the lowest level of readiness in modern day history, the lowest level of troops, the lowest level of ships, the lowest level of planes. We deserve so much better as a country, and we can have so much better if we have somebody who's actually working on behalf of the American people as opposed to lining their own pockets. And it just has to stop. I mean, it has to stop. So, guys, I give you my word that Donnie, Monk, and I are going to work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week between now and Election Day. My father works harder than anybody in the world, and you see him out on the campaign trail. Somebody asked me the other day, describe your father. I go, the Energizer Bunny. Honestly, he's a machine. He's a machine. They joke. Everybody talks about the Trump train. Have you heard about this? The Trump train's coming to town? He really is. I mean, the guy doesn't stop. He's amazing. And you know what? You know, people often criticize him. Sometimes I tell him, Dad, you might be fighting this one a little bit too hard. No, that's a good thing. We need somebody who fights for this country again. I mean, we need somebody who fights for this country. No one's fought for this country in a very, very long time. No one. No one's fought to build the greatest military that the earth has ever seen times 10. No one's fought to take care of the veterans who have been so left behind in this country. Raise your hand if you're a vet. All right, 3. That's actually a surprisingly small amount here. Normally the whole room goes up. 4. You know, our vets have been so left behind, so left behind. Our VA is doing a terrible job. We have 22 veteran suicides every single day in this nation. I was just in Denver, Colorado a couple of days ago. They're building a VA hospital. It's 90 bedrooms, 90 rooms. It was supposed to cost $500 million. They're 3 years delayed, and they're at $2.1 billion. And they're still 3 years from getting this done, for 90 roofs. For 90 roofs. It's unbelievable. And you know what? No one's held accountable. It's no different than Obamacare, where no one was held accountable when the promise was made that you're going to get to keep a doctor, you're going to get to keep a plan, and the average family would save $2,500 a year. And when in reality you didn't get to keep your doctor, you didn't get to keep your plan, the average family spent $4,500 more a year than they did before, and people are opting out left and right because they can no longer afford health care coverage, and no one is held accountable. My father will hold people in the government accountable again. The corruption will end. The nonsense will end. We'll be respected by other countries. We're going to start saying Merry Christmas again in this country. We're going to continue to say the Pledge of Allegiance, and it was great that we did it tonight. We're going to continue to say the Pledge of Allegiance because the Pledge of Allegiance is under assault. And guys, he's going to work so hard for this country. He will make you so proud. He's made me incredibly proud my entire life. He's an awesome guy. He's been the greatest father in the world. He's an amazing man. He's going to do such great things for this country, and we are going to win on November 8th. So get out to the polls. Let's beat crooked Hillary. Crooked Hillary, right? Good man. And let's take back our country. Guys, thank you so much for honoring me tonight. Have a wonderful evening. Thank you.